By the long moving walkways where they start, closer to D-Day.
tides roll when I'm sinking to the bottom. Let it come up through the vocals, singing, oh yeah, oh Lord. Till I can't take no more. Till I can't take no more.
Certainly help us out by moseying down the aisle and buckling it up as soon as possible. Thanks for joining us.
Ladies and gentlemen, aboard the JetBlue flight today, Philadelphia International, appreciate you being on the board today. We'll be getting going here very shortly. If you could please kindly put all the stuff in your above compartment here. And don't be bumming around and messing around with the job.
Yes,
That's what we're doing. No.
car trading.
But one thing stays the same. It's a Mercedes-Benz.
How you doing, folks? Nick Stream Fridays. We're about to get going here. This is your captain speaking, the American Anchor, baby. Appreciate you being with us on this JetBlue flight. Have no fear, though. We won't be crashing. Got some weather ahead of us. Got a nice show, though. In-flight entertainment and all. Be taking your calls and everything as soon as we get on up there. Cruising altitude today. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Kick back and relax your flight. Nick Stream. Appreciate that.
Wish that I could stop you from talking. Sometimes I wish that everyone would just shut up. But when it comes down to keeping me distracted, too much is never enough. Look at us now, aren't we fabulously clever? Don't we all just have such witty things to say? Have you noticed how it
Great stuff, folks. Almost on up there to our cruising altitude of 39,000 feet. It's a pleasure to have you with us today on this JetBlue flight on our way to Miami International in Florida. Should be a nice flight, like I said. No problems here. Flying through the clouds, got a lot of weather right now, but it's really no problem. No issues. I'm not hearing any problems from ATC, but these days that's not really a good sign. That's not enough these days, huh? We're flying JetBlue. Nobody freak out. I know you may have heard of the recent collision. It was a little bump, okay? Why you guys gotta use the C word? I don't know why do you guys gotta go around throwing around the C word every time something happens? Oh, collision. It was a little bump. So I don't know what all the hubbub is about. How you doing, Blake? Birdie Bound Brian, we got air marshals on board. Lord Bibby, Imperfect Citizens, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. How you doing? Kilo Alpha Tango, how's everybody doing? Everything is fake. What's up, Cuz? Booty Warrior, Santino, Be Fit to Be Fit. Hey, Teresa, how you doing? The artist formerly known as Tyrone is with us. Rome 13. Eric, how you doing, Eric? Reese. How's everybody doing? Vasconomi. RJJ. Nada Brennan. Harrison. Wow, Harrison Zierenberg. It's nice to see you in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while. Wondering if you're the same Harrison that reached out to me all those years ago. What's up, man? Hake, how you doing, Hake? Freedom Music. In fact, we got some super chats. First class seats have been bought. First class tickets. Let's get situated up in the air here in a moment. And let's get everybody who has bought a first class ticket in their seats here. Okay, we're about to get everything nice and parsed out here and situated and controlled. Flight attendants will be coming down with service. They'll have drinkies and snackies, even for the ones that did not buy first class seats. Bottomless for those that are in first class, obviously. We know the rules. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Okay. Beautiful stuff. Okay, no complaints here. And I, in fact, already see calls coming in, and I appreciate that. That's 760-515-3855. If you don't get through right now, just be a little patient. We'll get to all the calls. But we're going just above the clouds just now. That's 21,000 feet. We could go ahead and turn all this off. Beautiful, beautiful. We don't need that on. We're going to need those on. The sun is bright. Absolutely fantastic. Flight attendants, if you could please wrangle up these following first class super chats. All the people who bought first class seats, thank you so much. Let's start it off here. Okay, we got Lord Bibby 42, Air Marshal Lord Bibby 42 with a first class super chat saying, Nit, I said no such thing. Seesaw had too many pot brownies. You know, I'm reading this with the latest one first, and it sounds like there may be a saga, a story in the super chat. So let's start with the first one. How about that? Callers, be patient. I will get to calls. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. Let's kick it off with 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, who says, tomorrow, 4.5 score ago, I was born. I'd like the first class upgrade. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, please come on down. With another super chat, though, he says, correction, tomorrow, 4.5 dozen years ago, I was born. I ain't 90. Beta. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, thank you so much. You've supported the show numerous times, and first class is yours. Of course, obviously. That goes without saying. So if the flight attendants, our lovely flight attendants, could please escort 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 down to the... Oh, we're going to take that off the screen. To the Ballers Lounge, obviously. And here in the Ballers Lounge, you have drinkies, snackies, and I'm sure the flight attendants will be happy to do a little early birthday celebrations for you, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔. Maybe a little premature. I know we usually don't do that, but we're in a plane right now. So please sit in the Ballers Lounge. Thank you, sir. Freedom Music. Make your way to the Ballers Lounge. We got another baller alert. Okay. Hey, Nick, I tuned into Ye's Vultures listening party last night, and I could have sworn I saw someone spamming JLP links in the chat. Was that y'all? No, that was not me. Anybody else? No, it wasn't Joel. Nobody, doesn't sound like it was any from Bond. So it looks like we got Bond agents and operatives out there in the public. That's fantastic. Maybe it was Haas. Maybe it was Bond's very own Hassan. But I'm not a stranger to spamming JLP in chats. Very cool. Yay, Vultures listening. I guess it was out or something. I gotta check it out. Brennan, super chat anchor baby says, well, Brennan just says a little super chat with a little baby emoji. Sit in the Ballers Lounge. You know the rules. C-Sal says, Nicolas, for some reason, Lord Bibby says you should make me a mod. I don't know. I hear these rumors and mess with modding and I don't know. You guys are talking about it and asking about it. That makes me think, nah. The mod powers fall in your lap to those who expect it the least, who in fact want it the least, but they are the ones that are needed the most. And that's who will be a mod. He who wants it the least. And when we need him or her, probably him, he will appear. Lord Bibby 42, thank you for that. With that correction I already read earlier, says, I said no such thing. Cecil had too many pop brownies. Flight attendants, if you could please escort the lovely Cecil into her seat. She seems to be belligerent. The super chats keep coming. The first class super chats keep coming. Please, we got another baller. Baller alert. Birdie Bound Brian says, did you say bottomless? Was there such a thing as a good slave master? I think two separate questions. I think now is a good time to say hello to the folks. This is your captain. How you doing? How you doing? This seems a little... There you go. There's the brightness. There's the brightness. Yes, bottomless, Birdie Bound Brian. So sit in your seat, have your snackies. But he also asked, was there such a thing as a good slave master? I gotta say, I think so. I think there most likely were. I even heard that some people were taught in school that there were good slave masters. And you know, what was I saying the other day? I think it stands to reason that there in history was someone who wanted to enslave out of... Well, there was a joke I made the other day, if anyone remembers, about enslaving for the good of... I forget now. Anyways, we're in the cockpit and we are up at 34,000 feet, and you know, FAA guidelines say I shouldn't do this, but we're gonna turn on the seatbelt signs. The seatbelt sign is off, I mean. Okay, hold on. We're gonna need a audible. We need that to be audible. There you go. Seatbelt signs are off. You know what that means? It means you can call in 760-515-3855. I've had a couple of you already be very persistent. I will take the calls. My apologies. 760-515-3855. You want to call in, we'll get to it. But before we get to this call, who's calling in right now, Mr. Pink, please, Mr. Pink, sit in the Ballers Lounge. He says, reserving my seat. Better have ginger ale this time or I'm getting a refund. I assure you, Mr. Pink, we have your ginger ale.
Hello.
And we have our caller saying hello. Thank you so much.
This is Scott.
Hey, Scott. How you doing, Scott? Scott, which Scott? I almost don't recognize you.
I called last time. I'm the one, I got the Stanley steel tip caught in the toilet. Yeah.
A pleasure to have you back.
How you doing, baby?
All is well. No complaints.
It's a pleasure to have. It's a pleasure to be had.
Well, welcome.
Okay, so listen. I just want to let you know after our little, cause it's so funny you say ginger ale. You know how I was asking for it last time and the peanuts?
This is
and then
true.
the hubbub with the boot. So they put me on something, there's something called a no-fly list. apparently.
Since
have you ever
since
heard
our
of one of
last
those?
flight? You mean since the last time you were on the plane? You were on a
Yeah,
you got
like,
put
so-
on a no-fly list?
So there's like, you know how they have the WWE? Apparently there's something called the FAA.
Yes.
And
I'm quite
yeah, they
aware of
run
this
the
one.
air apparently with an iron fist,
Yes.
and it slammed down on Scott's head, and they put me on this thing called the no-fly list. But guess what? They go left, I go right. So I'm calling you from the storage department right now, below
Oh,
deck.
Wiley.
Oh, well, what happened was, I'll tell you the trick. So I was looking at airline tickets, and they were a little expensive. So I went on TOFI, you know, that like Amazon thing. I bought a crate,
A crate.
and I dressed like a dog crate.
Gotcha.
I have this white jumpsuit I'm wearing down. I'm going to the Clevelander in South Beach, by the way. That's my destination. So I'm wearing this like white Adidas jumpsuit. So the old light bulb fizzled. I put some spots on myself. I put a pair of black socks over my ears. Boom. I'm in the plane. I'm a Dalmatian. So listen, the reason for my call though is there's a hatch under 34C. If anybody could just throw a couple of Smirnoffs under there, it'll make my trip a little bit easier, if you know what I'm saying.
Not that it's going to you. That's going to someone else. Who knows where that's going?
Not at all. No, not at all. I saw that movie with Harrison Ford where he jumped on the plane. I from that.
You got a little
Con
smoke?
Air.
Say that again.
Con Air.
Yeah, Con Air. Go ahead.
No, I just have a condition where I say Con Air every 15 minutes. It's, I'm working on it. But listen, I just heard some clanging. Okay, let me go see if I got some goodies.
Oh, right on, right on. Well, who knows where those goodies are coming from? Couldn't be from any of our
listen,
passengers because you're not even on the
that
plane.
Bowler's Lounge. Hey, that Bowler's Lounge looks nice.
Big time.
Do they allow animals in there?
You know, we can maybe make some exceptions. We can maybe make some
All right,
exceptions.
cool.
You know,
So
these
listen,
days
we'll
you just
talk
gotta
about
say
it.
whatever. You just gotta say something. You just gotta
Well,
say.
I'm-
You just say what you are.
It's like
Just declare it.
𒒏𒊊𝒂𝒎 and then me on the list next. So I gotta get off the phone. They're probably tracing this.
Right on, man. I hear it's cold,
All
so
right.
make sure you stay warm.
Well, that's what the vodka's for. But listen, yeah, that's not coming to me though.
Right, exactly.
All right, hey, me and you against the world, babe. I'll talk to you later.
Right on, sir. Appreciate that. Well, call me again next time, and call me again next time you join us on the plane.
All right, bubbly.
Right on. Right on. Funny stuff. Calling us. Who knows where they're calling from? What a mess. So what do you guys doing right now? Let me we got the plane flying beautifully. Everything's going well. We got the super chats here. And again, the calls are open, 760-515-3855. I got a couple of buy me a coffees we got to deal with right now. Then we can get into some stuff, okay? Because I know Tucker Putin happened. Not much I want to say about that. Some interesting stuff, though, out of that. And then we got, like, fun stuff. We got Rappaport. Sneeko got beat up. You seen this? Sneeko getting touched up by Sean Strickland. He's like bleeding. It was fun. It's fun to watch. We got a nice 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes of fighting footage. Sneeko getting bossed around. We're gonna watch that in a moment here. But what else here? Yeah, who saw the Tucker Putin? Biden wants war. By the way, why this remains significant? You want to know why? You want to know why?
Well, especially when I'd like to add another point. The failure of the United States Congress, if it occurs, not to support Ukraine is close to criminal neglect. It is outrageous. Kissinger was right when he said not since Napoleon has Europe not looked over his shoulder and worried about Russia until now. You and I helped put NATO together in a way it hadn't been in a long time. So much is at stake, so they better step up. Thank you all very much.
If you couldn't hear him through all that, he's talking about the failure of Congress for not supporting Ukraine. More war, he says. We're going to get into it. I got a caller, though. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Karen Williams. I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Karen Williams. How you doing, Karen? Of course, we know who you are.
I'm okay. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
No complaints. Flying the plane, and the people are safe and happy. No complaints.
I guess that's a good thing.
Right.
Safety is the most important thing.
Safety is the most important thing on Anchor Baby Airlines. That's always been the most important thing. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Thank you. I will do that. I will obey that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I was just calling in just to call. I don't have anything
you don't have a question or comment?
Okay, wait. I have a question. A comment, I guess. Why did you cut your hair?
Because it was too long. It was far too long. Don't you agree?
No, I do not agree.
No, it was too
do
long.
you think you look more handsome and sexy now than you did last Friday?
I think I got a range. I don't know, but that doesn't answer your question.
No, okay, all right. The cut neck is so clean and so you're gorgeous.
That's a comment. That's fair. That's a comment. I did ask you for your question or comment.
You are gorgeous.
That's the same comment.
You're gorgeous, Nicholas
Thank you,
Gonzalez.
Karen. Well, appreciate that, Karen.
You're very welcome.
Karen, don't be hating.
I appreciate
says a
you.
perfect citizen.
No, I would never hate.
It doesn't sound like you're hating.
No, I love you. I love the way you're looking, the way you sound.
I appreciate that, Karen. Right on.
You're
Karen,
very
you gotta
welcome.
call. No, I don't mind you calling me, but you gotta call me with a question or comment.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 29. Stop. You're trying to hit on me or something.
Of course I am. What's going on?
No, you gotta have a real question or comment.
What is the last movie you've seen in the movie theater?
Oppenheimer. I saw Oppenheimer.
All right.
Oppenheimer.
Never heard of it.
Christopher Nolan. You seen that?
What is?
With the guy that made the nuclear bomb and all that?
Never heard of it. You're so smart, Nick. I wouldn't watch a movie like that.
It was about something really good, but I did sort of fall asleep.
You just said it's about making bombs. Some guy
it was
trying
about
to blow the world up. Or
well,
something.
specifically, it was Oppenheimer and this other guy. Anybody know who's the other Jew? The Jew who tried to keep him from the other Jew who tried to say he was a communist. You know who I'm talking about, Karen?
No.
Oh, okay. No biggie.
So let's not talk about that because I can't worry my pretty little head about that.
You got one more try.
I have a very serious question. I was very angry. I've been calling in, and Sean has been answering the phone.
Okay.
And for some reason, he does not hear me. And today, he hung up on me.
No.
Like, at least the last time I called four times, and he's like, no, listen, I just can't hear you. Call back. Click, 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 click. And then today I called and Hake.
That sounds like tech problems.
I called Hake. I called Hake today. No, it can't be. I restart my phone and everything. Like, maybe it's my phone.
That is totally tech problems on your end. How come it's working right now?
Because it's a different telephone number I'm calling.
Well, use that one next time, Karen. Appreciate it, Karen.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Nick, for
Anytime.
answering my call. And have a great weekend.
Well, of course. Okay.
Hi to chat and hugs to everybody.
Big time.
In chat. Bye.
All right, Karen. Take care. Okay, Mayday. I know we were having a nice little talk with Karen there, but we are in fact falling out of the sky. at a rapid pace here. It's in fact a really serious situation. I just didn't want to freak you guys out because we were just having a nice call with Karen there. So we're trying to pull up here. Not sure what happened there. I'm going to turn the autopilot back on here in a moment. Okay, it's not coming back on. Doesn't want to come back on. Okay, that's fine. Not sure what we're going to do here. Okay. Whew. Fantastic. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we could salvage this. I know we're going to need to turn on the seatbelt sign. Seatbelt sign's back on, folks. Okay. Until we figure out just what in the hell is going on. What's up, Carver? Welcome. You just woke up. Okay, we're gonna need to have the seatbelts on until we figure out what in the hell is going on. Okay, wow, that's exciting. JetBlue. Don't report us, please. Okay, clicky. We're clicking the computer. We are praying to God. We are flying the plane. Fantastic stuff. I think everything is okay. We lost a couple thousand feet, but it's okay. We're gonna get on up there to 39,000 feet. We fell 10,000 feet out of the air. Imagine that. Whew. Hey, nobody ever said it wasn't an exciting time on Nick's stream. JetBlue, what the? My ticket didn't say that. Okay, why are we slowing down? We need to not slow down. There you go. Okay, see, your pilot's got this, folks. Your pilot's got this in the bag. Whew. Shake my head, diversity
Awesome.
higher. Well,
Michael Dowd.
stop complaining, you're alive. Okay? And we also have a caller, so no need to complain. I got a caller. Caller, where are you calling from and what's your name?
I am calling from the NYPD headquarters in New York. Hello?
Hi, yeah, NYPD?
Detective Michael McDonald here. Listen, we got a notification.
I'm a little amazed that you can reach me up here, but go ahead.
We got a notification a few minutes ago. We tapped your lines. Apparently, we have somebody on a no-fly list in storage on your plane.
I did not hear about this.
You cannot attest to the fact that you may or may not have somebody on the watch list in storage.
No. I know nothing about this. We've checked our storage. In fact, I can assert for sure there is nothing, no problems down there.
There is no funny business going on down there. You didn't see a
No. In
guy
fact, you can check us as soon as we
wearing a
land. You can get a
jumpsuit
detail
looking like a
ready.
cow.
You get a detail ready over there at Miami International. I assure you, everything should be fine.
Listen, I just want to let you guys then do me a favor. As you know, you're a pilot. I'm a cop. Okay. If you see some 6'3" jabroni looking like a Dalmatian talking about going to the Cleveland, okay? As an American, you got to stop this guy.
Fair, I got you, NYPD. As an American,
So
you
you
have my
didn't hear
word.
nothing.
As an
didn't
American
hear
anchor,
nothing?
baby, you have my word.
All right, I'm convinced. All right, you have a good time.
All right, thank you, sir. See you on the tarmac down there. We're good, right? We're good? We're good? Everybody good? Okay. Real DEI hire, even smuggling humans, living up to the stereotype. All right, cool it with that, all right, folks? Like, seriously. Cool it with that. Respect the law, Nick. It was cute the first time, says Lord Bibby. Yeah, you get one call a day. But, you know, that was the NYPD. That was someone else, I think. Okay, I'm a little discombobulated here. But I think we are flying even Stevens. We got calls coming in. Let's do more calls.
Call from
Uh-oh.
Brian.
Okay, caller, I believe. Caller on the air. Your name and where you calling from?
This is Brian from North Carolina.
Birdie Brown. Brian on board and on the air. Thank you, sir. How you doing? How you been?
I'm doing well, Captain. Listen, I just finished up my checks, and I couldn't help but notice there was a smell of dog poop somewhere about halfway down the plane.
Wow, that is very.
I can't even.
That is a horrible report, Air Marshal Birdie Bound Brian. I have to ask though, how do you know that it's dog feces, and how do you know it from just the smell alone?
I am a trained professional.
The people
right?
are wondering.
I can smell any. I am a trained professional. Professional poop sniffer, I guess. What the heck?
I guess so.
That's pretty funny though, man. These guys are cracking me up.
Silly
so
stuff, but it's funny. It's funny. I appreciate the improv here. This is the improv show right now. It's kind of funny. I like it.
Apparently, I can't tell a joke without laughing. But
you're gonna have to keep trying, man. Improv might not be your thing.
No, not at all. Well, I called in to talk about the question I asked you earlier on the super chat. If there was a such thing as a good slave master, and you said yes, right?
Okay, no slave master is good. First of all. That being said,
somebody else said that. Somebody else said that in the chat. What does that even mean? Is that to say no man is good?
Yeah, basically. But that's besides what you're asking here, I think. And I think so. I think you could be and by good here we're saying, like a decent and a boss that you would like, a boss you would love to have.
Right. I guess if you want to put it plainly, yes, I would say that is what I mean by that.
Okay, thanks. Yes.
I think so too, man. And I was literally pondering on this earlier today. I can't remember what it was that I saw, but for some reason I made a correlation between guns and slavery. And you know how like now they're trying to get rid of the guns and take our guns away and all this stuff, put all these laws, blame the gun, right? And I'm thinking like, okay, well, guns aren't bad. Guns actually are just a tool that serve a purpose and, can do some good, if you will. And I just thought about slavery, man. And I'm like, a lot of good things came from slavery. And, I see slavery very plainly, which is just, labor at, you could say, little to no payout for, if you want to say that. But nonetheless, the slaves are taken care of just as your gun would be taken care of. You want to keep your gun, you want to make sure it's sheltered, it's lubed, whatever, the same way you would with a human being as they did back in the day.
In good working condition.
And in good working condition. And it makes me really, really wonder why we got rid of slavery. Like the real reasons why we got rid of slavery. Because I just see how I don't know why you would want to get rid of something that does good when done the right way. And even if done the wrong way, there's good that can come from anything that you can overcome, of course, but
I just don't see
That's
an interesting question though. Why did it if we could from a bird's eye view really see 35,000 foot view. I love it when presenters say stuff like that. Well, so what's your 35,000 foot view for this, Brian? But for real though, it'd be an interesting question. Like, what really made it end? On that, well, I'll just say I don't know, right? Obviously, but that's an interesting thing to bring up because I almost even think it's almost even possible that if you go back. Like, obviously, everyone sees slavery as bad, and they see enslaving another person bad. But I think it's just as likely that the first slaves were for good reasons. What I'm trying to say is, you see, you're the slave master. You see these people, you're like, they need help, they need direction, or whatever. And this is total ramble, and we're just making stuff up. But I think that's just as likely. I think that's just as a likely scenario for a slave master type like relationship. So yeah, I think it can be good. I don't know. You're saying I don't know why we got rid of it and all that, and I don't. What's your reason for bringing it back?
Well, I see how there's, I mean, just in my immediate radius around me, it's just a lot of people that are just doing nothing. They're just like on the streets. I feel like there should be a law, and maybe there was a law like some time ago where it was like you couldn't just be in the city limits doing nothing.
Yep.
Like if you want to do nothing and just leech off everybody else, then go do that outside of the city limits of the town or wherever, somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, go do that over there. But then, you know, that's kind of like, you know, that in a sense, that's kind of like, I guess, a very small form of slavery, you know, to put them out and then, okay, let them deal with themselves. You know, if they fall off, they fall off. If they start up and somehow build a town, a little village or whatever, you know, right on.
Or further in this, imagine if they were imprisoned for their actions, and then you'd have to work it off or something. Isn't that a form of slavery? You know what I mean?
That is, you know, that is. I think if we could,
and you could, to further your point, it could even benefit that person. Sorry, we could what?
Well, no, I agree with you saying that. Okay, prison would be a form of that, right? Which is what you know, if there was any retainment of slavery, that would be it. The fact that we kept imprisonment, and you still had to, you know, abide by these laws. But of course, nowadays, you know, they're not enforcing the laws, and somehow, you know, they still say, oh, the jails are overcrowded and all these other mess and blah blah blah. Which, you know, the jails wouldn't be overcrowded if we didn't have an immigration problem, for one. I can tell you that right now. But that's besides the point. I see so many people around me, and I'm just like, man, these people need to be placed somewhere, you know. Okay, I got it. You know, they don't have themselves together. You know, they're not even attempting to have themselves together. And especially now, understanding why, you know, people just don't see themselves. They're just not aware.
Right.
It's like, yo, you got to do something about that. Yeah. You know, you gotta go you gotta go sit them down somewhere so that they can really reflect on what's happening around them and get a grip. And when you have the ability to work while you do that, it's something about that, man. You know, I do it daily. You know, I'm dying daily, but then I have to go to work every day. And something about going to work is just so revealing to the end, the means to the end. You know, I don't know exactly how to put it, but I just see how important that is. And I just see how so many people have lost that little tool that everybody used to have, which was you got to go to work.
Dang.
You got to work. You got to do something.
100%, man.
And
I think it would really would benefit from, even if it was forced. When you put it like that, it's an interesting prospect. I've given it some thought, not a lot, but I've heard it before, and it's super interesting. Maybe we don't call it. Maybe we call it a different word. It'll be more palatable. Like when Cesar Millan, instead of when Cesar Millan used choke chains for his dogs, but he just made them fuzzy and colorful.
Right.
So that people would get mad.
You know, I remember when I was like 8 years old, Nick, and I started helping out on the farm at my grandfather's.
Oh, I didn't know that about
my
you.
grandfather. Yeah, I did. I grew up on a farm, and I have two older brothers, and when they would work, when we would go down there and we would help him on the farm, he would pay them, and sometimes he wouldn't, and sometimes he would. You know, for a while he only paid one of my brothers, which was the oldest brother. He would sometimes pay him at the end of the weekend. He would pay him, you know, $50, $100 or something like that.
Wow.
But he wouldn't pay me anything, you know. But yet every day I'm waking up, he's feeding me before the sun comes up. We're up eating. I go outside to put my boots on before the sun comes up. I'm working in the dark. You work all day. You may take a lunch break, probably won't, and you come in and you eat supper, and you go home on Sunday night, and that's it. And sometimes, you know what, Nick, it felt like forced labor, like slavery, because I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I wanted to be. I'm a kid, I want to be doing other
Right.
things, but you're with your grandfather. You're here to work. He gonna feed you, and he gonna get some work out of you, and that's the end of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But you know what, man? Cool. It's so amazing what has come from that. The absence of thought when it comes to getting up and going after it, which is what everybody has to do every morning.
Right.
It's just something that's amazing that comes from that, and just I really, 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 I don't even know how you would begin to like put this back into play as far as litigation and stuff like that or whatever, but
right.
Like you said, maybe make it more palatable.
Yeah, just
palatable. Is the word.
Indentured servitude for the betterment of society.
Look at you already, Map. You're a man with words.
Call me a politician. Brody in the chat says. Brody in the chat says, sounds like this guy is an easy guy to enslave. I'm reading that out.
Is an easy guy to enslave?
Say what? Say what?
So it sounds like I'm an easy guy to enslave. Is that what it said?
That's what he wrote. I write that.
Amazing.
I read that out. I read that one out. That one caught my attention because I've said before, jokingly, but there's. I would benefit from being enslaved. Like I got problems. I'm not aware. Dude, dude, I'm not aware. You know what I'm talking about? Like.
Yeah,
that's a joke, but
maybe I don't know.
I think it's true, somewhat.
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
About me benefiting from being enslaved?
I think everybody could, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm talking about me.
Oh, I don't know. Only you would know, Nick.
Right. You and my coworkers. Ask me.
Hopefully all your coworkers are looking at themselves in that way.
Right on. Well, right on, man.
Because I think everybody could, man. Work is an amazing thing. I can't imagine. I can't imagine, right? But I really can't, like, what it would be like working with more than two people around who are paying attention.
Oh, yeah. No, it's I'm grateful. I'm blessed.
100%. I'm sure. 100%. It's amazing.
Right on, Brian. Anything else you want to say before we move the wheels here?
Shout out to Karen, man.
She's unstoppable. She's unstoppable.
Relentless.
Right on.
It's funny.
We love Karen.
All right, man. Take care, Nick.
For sure, man. Call me again, Brian.
Will do.
Niggas retrieving the Mac tower. Eating my meat while I ass out. Choppers, text, bitches, sex, tripping, wet, killers, yes. Choppers, text, bitches, sex, tripping, wet, killers, yes.
Pull out a knife on your nigga, slit his damn throat. Beat his ass out the truck, bitch. I was fully loaded, busting subs, rolling bloods, bitch. We is not joking, busting on your ass like a nut. Have you wide open? My bitch is shook at the club, coming with my token, make her ass live on his knob. Trap in the stroking, making 40 G's every night. Bitches got the lotus, make your bitch skate on my ice. Off the love potion, make your bitch shake. All that ass with my Glock out. Tell her if that ass stop for shaking, getting knocked out. See your ass 1,000 miles away, Michael Myers' house. Bring another
Call
bitch
from
round my way. Human trap house. Bring another bitch round my way. I'm on that now. Bring another nigga round my face. He getting smacked down. Pull the full chopper in his face.
Hey, what's up? I'm Eric, and I'm from Long Island. Nothing, man. Thanks for having me. So the last caller, that was some interesting points that he hit up about slavery, but I'm not here to talk about that. You know what the funny thing is? They just did a video the other day about articles from dating back to 1880 and like every 10 years after that of headlines of the youth doesn't want to work anymore. People don't want to work anymore. People aren't in the workforce anymore. So, this story has been going on forever. And also, I worked. I was the son of old man, worked 45, 60 hours a week, manual labor. And I think what a lot of people that get caught up in that do is like, you got to work 45 hours and you got to bust your ass and you got to break your knuckles. It's like, you don't need to actually do that. And the reason my father woke up and worked before dark is so I didn't have to do that. It's called a perpetual cycle. You got to break it. So I decided to break it. I think the one thing that I can suggest to people is that time is the most valuable thing that you have. And time should be a commodity and it should be monetized. So if you're working 45 hours a week, but you're making fucking $500 a week, let's try to work smarter, not harder. That's just one of my biggest, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you heard that guy's voice, and I appreciate that guy working his ass off, and I respect people that do that. But, dude, don't bring it to my side of the street for somebody that I work for myself, and I freelance, and I work, like, actual work, probably about 28 hours a week, and I make more than I made for my 40-hour job.
It's a fair point to make, man, because just spinning your wheels and working hard, I know I'm like that. And it's like, you'll spin your wheels, but it's not just virtuous by itself to just be this like workhorse, but what's getting done?
And I'm not talking out of turn here. I worked on a fishing boat for 6 years without a top on it in the middle of January. So I've seen both sides of the coin here. And what did that do? That made me go back to school, like ASAP. I was like, I don't want to ever be cold again, and I'm going to get an education. And this is at like 27 years of age. So, so like I got fed up with it. You can decide to stay in it. And, it's like, but you get a civil service job where you're done in 25 years and you got a great benefits.
Would you say to young people, because you hear this, right? Oh, you can't own a home now. It's difficult. Wages has not kept up with median rent prices and all that. What do you say to the young people saying there's no way? No,
there's definite. So I'm 40 in all disclosure. I don't like to disclose that usually. It's like people treat it like it's a goddamn death sentence. Is what I tell them. Like, you're 40?
Yeah.
So anyway.
We had someone in church who says that. He's like, I'm 40. So it's over for me.
Yeah.
We don't. That's ridiculous.
And I'm thriving. So, like, but the reason I bring that up is because my dad was born in 1950. So he's the consummate baby boomer, And we used to have this conversation on the couch, and he's like, it's all relative, because, it would get lower every time we had, a candy bar was 3 cents, and it's like, what? A candy bar is 3 cents, and it's like, it's all relative. It's not. If you look at if you look at the price of living, and you look at the price of the cost of living and how much you make at your actual job, being in New York, dude, I'm bent over a barrel every time I move. I went down to the convenience store. I just bought some stuff. It's like $26 for some candy bars, some pretzels, and some sodas. I'm like, Jesus, Christmas, and that's what you pay you pay through the nose here. And but I mean, the point I wanted to actually call in about was, did you see the press conference last night with Biden?
When he was responding to the documents thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw a bit of that. But so he responded to he took some documents and they're charging Trump for the same thing. So what happened?
So this is the thing. So I'm sitting here and I'm watching the boob tube, and it's 7:45. This guy never comes out and says a thing, and they're gonna have a press conference. I'm like, I turn to my buddy and I go, either he's resigning, or they juiced him up with the good meth, or whatever they give the president, because they got this cocktail that they give these guys. A holy, decaffeinated coffee that they give these guys. And they gave him the decaffeinated coffee, and he came out swinging. And, he actually said to the guy's like, how do you think your memory is? And he goes, my memory's so good that I picked on you. Now, a lot of people are like, "What the?" Scratching their head. That's actually a good. That's actually a good joke, though.
Yeah. That is. That's pretty solid.
But the point
I like Joe Biden.
The point I'm trying to make is that. So I come from an Irish family. Joe's an Irish pumpkin head, obviously. So we do this whole shtick, like we like to be very sarcastic in our humor, and it doesn't come off anymore because he's an elderly man. So, if Joe said that 25 years ago, he probably would have got a good pop in the room.
Right.
But now he's like, I'm a memory so good. Like, maybe not time for the jokes, Joe. And listen, man, I'm not a Joe Biden fan. I'm not a supporter. He's the president of the United States. I respect the man. I don't want to see him do bad. I don't want to see this country do bad. But, let's step back for a second as humans. This man should be sipping iced tea with his grandkids.
Yes.
He should be relaxing, however you feel about the guy, okay?
Right.
I'm not a big fan.
I like him. I like Joe Biden as just
he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love Here's the Deal. That's my favorite thing. It's one of my, it's like, me and my buddy started doing it, and it gets people's attention. Here's the deal, and everyone's like, "What this guy robbing a bank?" But this guy should have never been in this position, okay? And now we have two guys who are dinosaurs that want to run this country. I don't care how you feel about Trump. The dude's old, okay? And when he gets in, it's going to be payback time. And I think our government, we keep getting back and forth in this. I'm just going to say it this way: an eye for an eye makes the world blind, my friend. So the Democrats get in office, they erase everything the Republicans do. The Republicans do, they erase everything. So we're caught neutral.
So we got to go dictatorship.
Well, I was just about to get there.
Right?
China thinks in 500-year increments. We think in 4-year election cycles, bro. Russia plays the long game. China's like, okay, we're not going to be an empire tomorrow, but in the year 3000, holler at your boy. They don't, we care about what Kardashian's wearing today. They're like, okay, see you in 500 years.
Right.
When you're all wearing the new iPhone on your head and you're all blinked into the Matrix and no one can do a sit-up anymore.
Yeah.
So.
And these people revolving door with our politicians here, they can't really affect the machine that's in motion because even though the public is thinking about Kardashian, the State Department isn't. They got a plan, and they're willing to. It looks like they're willing to bomb nations over it to keep.
Remember how big the circus was?
You
remember how big the circus was during the Roman Empire? You read about it, and as they were decreasing, the media went skyrocketing. And look at WWE, bro. They're global. UFC, those are gladiator games. Dude, history is bound to repeat itself, guys. And it's like no one wants to be president anymore. What sane person would want that job? You'd rather be a CEO of a company, or become a billionaire, or you're a megalomaniac who wants to be liked by people, and you go into office. So both sides. I'm sorry for taking up so much time.
No, it's fine.
But I'm just saying is George Carlin said it the best. It's a big boys club, and you're not in it. If you think these Republicans care about you, you're clueless. If you think Democrats care about you, you're clueless. All right? These are the Giants and the Cowboys that play on. What's up?
I'm just someone who started paying attention during Trump, right? 2016. I've been paying attention and working in politics since then. Well, not since 2016, since 2019. And I'm wondering, you're saying, if you think either side cares about you, you're nuts. I totally agree. They say rhino. You say that you hear people use the word rhino. Almost even that's lost meaning because it's like the whole Republicans are against the public, the true Americans who actually care about anything.
Question,
my question is, was it always like that?
Yeah.
Were the Republicans always like that? And in general,
I think man, what comes to mind being from Long Island is the Bull Moose Party. That was a long time ago. That was in the 1920s. You're talking about taking it back to Teddy Roosevelt. The trust busters, the union we could really use some trust busting going on right now. He was a guy that didn't give a shit. Third party. That was the major nomination of a third party. And if you got time on your hands, look at Teddy Roosevelt's life. I mean, this guy shouldn't have been alive. Rough Riders. It's insanity what this guy did. And, you know, I live 20 miles away from his house, and it's a really cool story. But to think about it, yes. Do I say it in a callous way that they don't care about us? Yes. Are there good people in politics? Yeah, if you can find them.
Where?
Yeah,
I don't know a single one. Fascinating points, though, man. Very fascinating points, though. Appreciate that.
You know, and that guy Santos, who was in my district. You know, the guy that said he was Jewish.
Oh, he said that? Santos said that?
So you know the guy that was just completely lying, right?
Right.
About everything. Yeah. So what he said was, I was actually at the thing. He goes, "Are you Jewish?" He goes, "No, I'm Jewish. Like I act Jewy." And I was like, duh. That's what sounds like what a Long Islander would say. And this guy, but, you know, he did it wrong. He stole from people before he got in office. And then they were like, hey, buddy, you steal when you get in office.
You did it wrong, man.
Yeah. Come on, bud.
Now you
and
gave
that's
him
why
a
he
reason.
got busted. Yeah, that's why he got busted. Did it the wrong way, bro. So,
fascinating
well,
stuff,
listen, man.
Hey, go ahead. Last thing you want to say before we move the wheels here?
I love the show, and I've been checking out your content more and more, and I really appreciate it. And I just want to say, guys, they divide us, and it's us against them. They work for us. So, like, just remember that. Just remember they work for us.
Right on,
and
man.
God bless everybody.
For sure, man. Hey, appreciate your call. What was your name again?
My name's Eric from Long Island.
Right on, Eric. And you don't know anything about any NYPD or dogs on a plane or anything like that?
You know what? Scott sounds like a great guy to me. You know, who knows? Who knows what goes on? It's
Right
a crazy, isn't it? It's a crazy world. So I think we need some levity in this world. You know?
I love it. Hey, Eric, appreciate your call. Sincerely, call me again.
I appreciate you, brother. Have a good day.
Right on.
Call from
Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Oh, this is Mr. Pink.
Mr. Pink, sir. Thank you so much. How you doing?
Good. Just got back in here, fed the dog, got some pizza on the way.
Heck yeah. You brought the dog on the plane with us?
Oh, yeah. You know,
Nice.
of course. I mean, you said animals was allowed.
It's cool, especially for our ballers.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how they're going to get this pizza delivered up here. Maybe they'll deliver it through one of those, like, you know, how they, you know, fuel the plane.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
just
Midair.
Send the pizza on through there.
I seen that. Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
For sure.
It'll come in a jumble. Yeah. We'll have to assemble it on the plane, but
yeah. We were just talking about all this work and stuff, and you know, I'm all about, you know, having a decent job and you know, earning your keep. I kind of like wonder, like, you know, I don't know if it's not like too many personal details, but you know, does Jesse pay y'all by the hour or what? You know,
what do you mean?
How does that work?
As opposed
how
to
does that work? You know, y'all are always there, y'all always dedicated, y'all always in the studio and everything. I just don't know, like, you know, how that all situation works.
As opposed to like a lump sum or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I make my, you know, I work by the hour.
I don't know. I don't think this is too personal or anything, right? I mean, I got to check. So
I mean, I understand. I don't want to like dox all your situation and everything.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're asking like how, how is working at Bond? No, I get to check.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've had
for it.
Not trying to be in my thoughts, but I've had ideas about, you know, sending my resume in there.
Man, well,
you know,
don't hesitate. I mean, you never know. You sincerely never know. Because
I just kind of, you know, tend to
editing and stuff.
I just kind of tend to, you know, toe the same line as far as, you know, y'all's mindset and everything. And I agree with Jesse on not all, but most things he says.
Right on.
You know. So anyway,
you never know, man.
I'm not gonna.
Are you thinking about like the network or in some other way? Either way, you gotta call or email bond@bondinfo.org or call the office Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. the office opens.
Right on.
Yeah, don't hesitate. You just never know.
Yeah, that's signed up, in my mind a long time ago that, you're going to have to at least work 8 hours a day, and then you're going to have 8 hours of personal time, and you got to, have 8 hours of sleep time. So I'm, that's just the way I've always thought about it.
Hope you like getting up early.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I can get up like 3 a.m. like Jesse said to do the silent prayer like talking about the other day. I was like, good Lord, bro.
You gotta do it.
That's some serious stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not gonna pretend like I work really hard. I work at a dang juice shop, and I don't even have to make the juice, so it's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I remember you
pretty
mentioning
chill.
that a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, but yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I did food.
Did you see the Tucker? Did you see the Tucker Putin stuff?
Big time.
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. Yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know.
Personally
why
speaking,
some people like
history.
Scott Adams talking about all Putin's like unhinged or something. I don't really think that.
Putin's what? What did Scott Adams say about Putin?
Oh, he said he was acting all unhinged when he's explaining the history of like Ukraine borders and all that stuff. And I didn't think that was unhinged. I just think Putin's real, based in his history.
I thought it was quite a boss move. I mean, some might say you could have done this or that, but in general, strategically speaking, if you have all these American eyes, it's an interesting strategy to totally steamroll the first part of the interview and just lay it all out. Even if, despite questions from Tucker, despite interjections, just lay it all out. And then once it's laid out, it's like, now let's talk about that. Do you have questions about that? And do you have disagreements about that? It's an interesting way of doing an interview, debate, or whatever. It's like, here's this, and now we got to talk about everything I just laid out. And he totally framed it. He totally had control of the whole thing. It's a total boss.
Yeah, and Putin, also does not seem that out of whack to me. They project it like he's some crazy dictator. He's a strong man or all this stuff. I mean, he was cracking jokes about CIA with Tucker and stuff.
That's true.
He's just like kind of like Trump. He's like, he doesn't seem like he's that out of pocket, man, to be honest.
He gives me Trump vibes big time. And, I don't know. You could say unhinged. It's like from what? Are you going to say what, like facial expressions? I didn't think there were any crazy facial expressions. So then you'd have to arrive to what? The content of what he said. And if you think what he said was crazy, well, he said it in a very logical, well-spoken, and calm manner. So I don't know I don't know where the unhinged part is. I really don't know what Scott Adams was saying. So
yeah, me either. I don't know. But he does have some unhinged takes himself, that guy. So I'm not going to,
I like him. I don't know what he was saying exactly about this though, but anything else? What else you thought about, thinking about this whole?
Well, I mean, it was just I did see a lot of the comments in the thread on Tucker's actual video, and people were like, "Well, when are we going to see some journalists from Russia come over here and sit down and talk face to face with Biden for 2 hours?" Because you're not going to see that, and that's kind of telling to me. Because, Putin obviously had enough cognizance to sit there with Tucker and, lay out his viewpoint on everything. And you're just not going to see that from this Biden character. I mean, all of his stuff is clearly staged. He clearly has handlers. And I don't know. It's just a sad state because our leaders are just so illegitimate and obviously controlled.
Yeah, what really gets me is he's saying it's just when our leaders tell us it's evil Russia trying to take over the world, you got to support this. And then we hear this, wait, hold on. Here's Putin telling me that the U.S. promised to not expand, and then I can Google it, and I'm like, wait a second, this really did happen. Here's Putin telling me that there were 5 separate times when NATO expanded, and he told them don't do it, and they said they wouldn't. And you can Google it, and you can see, wow, that is true. So I mean, when you hear that from Putin, I'm starting to think, well, why is my government lying to me? It doesn't make me. I'm not a Putin supporter, but but
it was under Obama that they did the overthrow and the whole Donbass thing started, and they set up Zelensky's comedian ass to be, in there, and I mean, that like people don't think back that far. They only think back to when he invaded or whatever. But this has been going on for almost 10 years now.
Right.
And, you know, it's just like what Putin was saying, that they laid out like an agreement, and then they backed up on that and never, you know, wanted to negotiate from that point because, you know, obviously the black hole of billions of dollars being sent over there to corrupt people in Ukraine, it just started happening, and it's still going on.
He said he honestly
believed,
he sincerely believed that no military, if he was allowed to, you know, if Russia was allowed to deal with Ukraine the way they were going to, that then no military would have been needed, that he would have been able to convince them. I don't know about all that. But he even said on NATO that he tried to join NATO, that he was sincere about it, but America wouldn't even bat an eye to that. It's all quite
fascinating. He also said something that totally made logical sense to me, and that's what I've been thinking the whole time. Trucker was like, well, would you come to the table to negotiate and all this stuff? And he's just like, well, will America stop sending weapons to them to help fight our people? Like, what? Like then, if they stop doing that, then the groundwork's laid for that. But until then, how's he supposed to trust that that's going to make any sense?
Yeah, it's not like that. I don't think it's that. A phone call away. I'm sure that's always possible. He could just call up or something. But when you hear him out, you would never do that if you hear him out.
Our leaders in Congress and stuff have to stop like perpetuating the thing more and more and more. Otherwise, he's not going to be, you know, willing to come to the table, because he knows that it's just going to, I don't know, it's just going to be fruitless or something. I don't know. It's a mess.
Ukraine lost. It's time to move on.
You know, they lost a long time ago, man. They lost it. It was like 6 months in. That, you know, the Boris Johnson or whatever in Britain, and they all had like some agreement, and then Biden made them like not go with it. I mean, we all know that. So this could have been stopped a long time ago. Yeah. And I'm like, it's like, I don't take either side. I'm like on America's side. But the whole reason I'm on America's, or my stance on the whole America side, is all this taxpayer money that's just been wasted on this. You know, when we knew from the start that Ukraine didn't stand a chance to fight the Russian war machine, it's just crazy. They're like, people like Lindsey Graham are like, oh, we have to support this because what?
Right, because what?
Like, what interest do we really have in protecting, like, that argument's been stated over and over again. We can't watch our borders, but we got to watch this border.
Well, they would tell us it's to maintain the security framework of the world, right? And the security was challenged by Russia, right? And so that's the whole story. It's just nice to see. It's just nice to hear on a grand scale, kind of like the other side here, because Americans are being told to care about this for a war that's far away from our borders.
Yeah, so, and it's just sad to me how bad Americans, especially in San Francisco where I'm at, how bad they're susceptible to UN or global propaganda. Because when I walk around this city, it's sad that I see, like, outside of bars and random places and like in windows, I see more Ukrainian flags flying than American flags, and I'm like, what planet are you on?
They have nothing but what the government tells them. That's how people have to believe in something, and they have nothing until the government tells them this. You got to be emotional about this, and for a lot of people, that's life. For a lot of people, that's life.
It's like,
good. That makes you a good person and a noble person. It's their religion.
Especially on the left, though. It's like, I feel like what happened, especially during Trump, when they, you know, it was all the orange man bad stuff, you know, and everything he did was evil, no matter whether it benefited him or not. Mm-hmm. That it's like, whatever he was doing, no matter whether it made sense or not, they had to take the opposite stance, no matter what it was. So if he, like, if they assume that he was on the side of Russia or Russia put him in there, even though that was all disproven and all that stuff, any assumption that Trump was for it, they have to do the opposite thing. It's just crazy logic. It doesn't make no sense.
It kind of comes together when you see he's the true challenge to their whole establishment thing, their whole framework.
Yeah, that's why we need that dude back
stuff.
yesterday. We need that dude back yesterday.
And we'll see.
Anyway.
Republicans too, man. Though Republicans are out here fighting, wanting to get their money to Ukraine. We'll see what happens. We need Daddy's home. Daddy needs to come home and get put the Semites in their corners. Stop fighting. Put the Russians versus the Russians. put the legacy Russians versus the modern Russians. They call themselves Ukrainian. That's a joke. And and put that in order too. We need Daddy home.
Now, what I can tell you for sure, and I know a lot of people like to call in, I'm not going to mention him by name because I don't want to instigate him and have him get in the comments and talk at me, but he argues with Hake all the time about, name me one thing that Trump did that's actually good, right? And I'm like, bro, I can go into it. He lowered the taxes. He got rid of the Obamacare penalties. He, on average, with every paycheck, because goods and services and energy costs was like way lower, I had a guaranteed on every paycheck, like extra $200 in my pocket that I could spend, guaranteed. I mean, he was. You look at the numbers on the border crossings now versus when he was in there, absolutely different, absolutely skyrocketed under Biden. I mean, there's so many things. It's obvious that this guy was good for.
He stopped border construction day one. That's just obvious that he wanted it, that the administration wants it open. They stopped Title 42. Yeah. They opened up the border day one. They stopped the building of it. So nobody can say otherwise. It's, if you do,
we can go on and on. I mean, we can just reinforce our own opinions all day, but it's just, I don't know. But I'm just hoping, because I'm concerned because already in San Francisco, they've legalized the whole mail-in ballot only crap. That, I got a ballot in the mail the other day, and I always go in person and vote anyway. And I got a ballot in the mail the other day, and I'm like, all right, they're already doing this. Are you trying to openly rig even the local stuff? It's crazy. Because I got a ballot I got a ballot. No, you don't. They just send them out to you. And it's like, what? I didn't ask for that, number one. And then number two, I got a ballot for the previous resident of the apartment I live in. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So that means that they can set up on the voter rolls to send out the ballots to whoever. There could be a corrupt Democrat living somewhere that they know of, and then send ballots of previous residents and stuff to this address. And then this person can fill out all 10 and just send them on in.
Absolute travesty what's going on here, man.
Friggin' concerning, I'll tell you. Anyways,
Mr. Pink, absolute pleasure as always. Call me again, sir.
Yeah, peace, brother.
Right on.
Don't crash the plane.
Won't. Thank you for that one.
Later.
Hey, call me again, sir.
All right, peace.
Imperfect bought a coffee. Thank you so much. Says Trump voice flying high with energy given to him by God. Thank you, Imperfect. Pablo with the 3 coffees says, thoughts on Catholics? Do they have authority because of Peter? They have been fighting evil for 2,000 years, so I feel a need to respect them. I have no problem with Catholics. I respect them, even if they do their little silly, all their silly little rituals. You know, I mean, don't take it personally. I call most Christians silly, all these with their speaking in tongues and strange things. But I have no problems with the Catholics. Thank you, Pablo. Appreciate that. Carver. Wait first. Karen Williams, thank you for your super chat. You know what that means. And please grab, you're going to want to grab Pablo and Imperfect with you on your way up to the Ballers Lounge, Karen. As always, a pleasure. Thank you so much for that. Please sit in the Ballers Lounge along with the fellas here. She writes, hi, Nick. What do you think / feel about interracial relationships? It's a fine question. I take the Jesse stance on this one. I say Jesse stance because I'm repeating it, but I sincerely believe it. I mean, I just don't care. I don't have any problem with it. But I remember who was it? Is it Charleston White? I remember what Charleston White said once about his mama when he kept bringing home girls from different races. His mama asked him, well, boy, you must hate your mother. And Charleston White and Jesse Lee Peterson are absolutely correct. I think it's a misplaced. You're just turning away from your family, from what you grew up in, out of a distaste of it, anger. Fascinating stuff. What a depressing song. We don't want to play that. Please sit in your first class seats, your Ballers Lounge seats. Carver with the super chat. Thank you for that. Says, are we still flying? Yeah, we're flying. Carver, please sit in your first class in your Ballers Lounge seat. Carver says, China still got slaves and Vlad says they winning. Who's your bear with the super chat says, what's going on, Nick? These callers are wild and for real, for real. Thank you, Who's Your Bear. Please sit in your seat. Thank you, everyone, for supporting. I got a caller here. Your name and where you calling from?
Hey, yo, it's Levi from New York.
Hey, Levi, how you been?
I hope everything is okay up in that cabin up in there. You're making me nervous.
Levi,
I'm joking with you.
You called my show before.
Hmm? Yeah, it's been a while.
Nice to hear from you, Levi. How you been?
Nothing much. I'm just checking up on you, and yeah, I've watched a little bit of the Putin interview. I find it interesting. I have to finish the rest of it.
Big time.
No, yeah, for real.
How's everything in the cabin?
In the first class, yeah, it's fine. It got a little shaky. You're making me nervous up in there. Is everything okay in the cockpit, Nick?
Well, there was a mess earlier, if you remember, but we made it out somehow. We made it out okay somehow.
Yeah, I always find a way, though.
Always. I know we can find a way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I cannot really say much about the Putin thing since I haven't watched a full 2-hour interview of it like I did with the 2-hour Cat Williams interview. I'll have to finish the rest of that tomorrow.
You mean the Putin one tomorrow?
Yeah, I only watched like about a few minutes of it, and then I had to do something. But I normally watch the whole thing. But I find it interesting, though. I'm pretty much sure what's going to be topics about it might have bring up conversations of like Putin trying to join NATO and not trying to be so hostile towards, the other NATO countries and yada, yada, yada. And some of the European leaders just, brush that off as a joke and some shit like that and what's not. and
It doesn't.
they
Yeah, you
didn't
talking
really
about Putin?
take
They brush him off
Putin
as.
seriously. Yeah, yeah. I heard stuff like that like a few years ago, a while back, when he tried to like make some amends, but they didn't take some of his offers seriously and stuff like that. So it's probably going to be mentioned in the interview and some other things that I don't want to like get anything wrong, but if anything else could be mentioned in the interview, I'll probably would spot it out and whatever what's not.
Well, right on, man. You listen to Jesse?
Yeah, I listen to Jesse. There are times where I don't because time flies fast as hell. Because when it hits 12, I'd be like, let me see. Oh, wait a minute. He logs out at 12.
Right.
I'm like, okay, never mind. Because I normally be busy in the morning, so not all the time I'm there, but I'm normally like there either like lucky enough if I catch him on a Friday or somewhere in the middle of the week, like Wednesday or Monday, but other days, no, not really.
Well,
I'm
right on.
busy most mornings.
That's cool,
But,
though. You check out the network and all that? Levi. That's cool.
Yeah, I check out. I'm mostly on Rumble. That's where I mostly
right
tune
on.
in.
Super cool. Hey, you do the silent prayer by chance? I don't know why I want to ask you. Do you know about all that?
I do that. I just, go on my SoundCloud and just play it and just do it along with it morning and night and stuff like that.
Right on. Family. Bond fam. Okay, cool, man. Right on, Levi.
Yeah, and I donated a few times on Rumble here and there with some funny messages. I could barely remember half of them.
Well, right on, Levi.
What else?
You don't want to dox your Rumble name?
Do I want to dox my Rumble name?
Yeah. No need to.
For the weekend
right on.
warriors, spaz out. I'm spazzing out. I don't know.
Oh, cool, man. Well,
I don't have a line for this.
Yeah, totally. I see you in the chat.
Also, I did tune in at Jesse today. What was it that Jesse mentioned that I wanted to bring up mostly is the Donald Trump thing is that some of these people are like, maybe Donald Trump is the answer. Well, no shit. Like, bruh, like, okay.
Who else?
And then you got some of these other celebrities like, what, I think Snoop Dogg saying, no, for all these celebrities or whoever saying, maybe Donald Trump is the answer, you're only saying that because NIMBYism. Shit has landed in your backyard. Your pox have like taken a hit and blah 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 and come on
and
now.
It seems for fake
and
then
like migrants
and
all this other stuff. Like, come on.
I saw Snoop Dogg and it seems like he cared. He said he has love for Trump, but he gave a reason like it was like because of pardoning some criminal or something like that. But I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. Like, right on, Snoop Dogg. But it's for phony reasons. It's like because of it's for black reasons.
People are saying stuff like this and hopping on the Trump train super late for selfish reasons, and I find some of their reasons and some of their takes from the past and up until now disingenuous, and it's like, okay.
All right on, Levi. Last thing you want to say here before we move the wheels?
Yeah, man. Please don't shake up the cabins too much, man.
I think that was the last shake-up.
You're scaring me.
We're in fact already descending.
Like, I'm trying to. Yeah, is that I'm playing on my Nintendo Switch while I'm on your plane, man. I'm trying to get some W's here.
Nice,
I don't want to die. I
We're
don't want to die
safely,
on the landing here.
Don't worry, Levi. We'll get you down there safely. Appreciate it, sir.
And for the people that are listening throughout cross-platform, support your boy Nit. I mean Nick.
Yes.
I don't know why I keep on saying that.
That's okay.
For the Weekend Warriors for now.
Nice, man. Big time. Call me again, sir.
For sure.
We're getting real close to the landing, folks.
I feel so when I get
We've already descended. We've already gone through our descent profile here, and we are. I'm pretty sure this is the final turn to the runway, folks. Incredible stuff. We're almost there, folks. We're really close. So please be patient as our flight attendants will come down and deal with all your garbage. You'll be putting up your trays shortly, putting your phones on airplane mode, and putting away your laptops as we're going to get the cabin prepared for landing. Thank you.
Hello. Welcome to heaven.exe. Our training simulator will help prepare you for your inevitable yet incredibly special transition into the afterlife. Please sit back, relax, close your eyes. You will drift into the light.
This is the final turn, folks. I think I see the lights in the distance. In fact, do see the lights. All that blue. Welcome to Miami. Shortly. Approach mode activated. Going a little fast. Throttle off. Folks, we've made it. We've landed, touchdown in Miami International. Gonna want to start braking right away. Your local time is 8:32 p.m. I'm sorry, 8:35 p.m., folks. There's a plane right in front of us. We gotta slow down. We're gonna have a JetBlue collision. We're gonna have a JetBlue collision. No. Good thing we survived. Whoever was on that plane is dead. You are seeing the headlines. You are now seeing the headlines. You are now in fact seeing the headlines.
Bro.
JetBlue plane crashes. Initial plane survives. But we're fine. As you can see, we're on the tarmac and taxiing on our way to the gate there to let all of our lovely passengers off here. It's been a nice flight. Make sure you thank the flight attendants on your way out. Let's just move this guy out of the way. Get out of the way there. There you go. And before you, we're just gonna shortcut through all this. We shouldn't be doing this. We're gonna do it anyways. Like I said, folks, before you mess around with the overhead compartments, make sure you check before opening them, as they may have shifted, especially during that little, we're going a little fast into the building there. Okay, we're gonna just gonna have another collision there. No big deal. Okay, near miss. You gotta love it. And like I said, check those overhead compartments for any mess before you start opening them willy-nilly. Our flight attendants will be happy to. If you didn't know, they would be more than happy to help you out with your connecting flights, whatever information you need. But look, It's always a pleasure to have you here. You guys have so many options to fly, but you guys chose Anchor Baby Airlines. You have so many options, but we appreciate your continued patronage here on Anchor Baby Airlines. Right on, folks. Appreciate it. That's the show. Yeah, it was just a bunch of calls. We're gonna get some nice flights though, and VR and all that, and a nice long Saturday one too, Carver. But for now, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. See you guys Sunday. Of course, Monday we'll be back. And what can I say? As always, thank you. Take care.